Yo, what's good, everybody? The Grind Reporter here, and today we're going to be playing this game called 20 Minutes Till Dawn. We're going to be playing Darkness 5, as that's the farthest we've unlocked so far, and I'm going to be showing you how to get the triple question mark achievement, secret, whatever you want to call it. This will be the exact way that you can do it and the best build to do it. I've had to film this video literally, this is my third time, just because my audio was my recording was messed up the first time, audio messed up the second time. But now at this point I'm a pro at strat, so you don't have to worry about that. Now I will be streaming at the same time as you seeing this video. If you are interested, go to twitch.tv/thegrindreporter, the exact same as my YouTube, and it will be in the description of all of my future videos, so you can just click that if you prefer. And my stream video for today is going to be Soulstone Survivors. Now, 4 years ago, Soulstone Survivors came out, and I 100%ed the game because I enjoyed it that much, which was a ton of fun. But as soon as I got 100%, I stopped playing. Now, 4 years later, I see on Steam that they're doing like a 4-year anniversary patch or something, and all of a sudden I'm getting recommended a bunch of Soulstone Survivors content, and it actually looks pretty fun. It looks like they've done a lot of stuff. Like, there's a bigger skill tree, there's like super specific runes and stuff, really cool in-depth stuff. So I loaded it up, and it seems a lot of fun still, so I'm going to be starting over a playthrough for my stream tonight. That way you can see kind of from the beginning how the game is, and you can decide for yourself whether or not you want to buy the game or play it for yourself, right? So that's going to be completely optional to you, but I will be playing it on stream. And if you want to ask questions, you can. However, keep in mind, I haven't played in 4 years, so the idea behind the stream is more so just to talk with chat, and if I'm going to be recording anyways, I might as well stream it, so some people that want to tune in can get a sneak peek on what I'm filming at the time. If you want to talk about Oaken Tower or literally anything, that is completely fine. I'm not going to be like, only talk about the game. The only thing I ask is don't be toxic. If you don't like the game, that's fine. You don't have to watch. There's no pressure or anything. Constructive criticism is definitely allowed. Like if you have a reason for not liking the game and you want to explain it, that's fine, but don't just say like this game sucks or the stream sucks or whatever. Like, that's just, you're gonna get banned. Okay, so it is what it is. And yeah, we're gonna be grinding a ton of different games, especially in the genre though. I'm not gonna necessarily go from MOBA to MMO to ARPG to roguelike, whatever, right? So we're gonna stay either roguelike, auto battler, incremental, or bullet heaven. Those are like the 4 genres that have to do enough with each other that it makes sense, while still giving me a big enough range to kind of explore different games. The Oaken Tower stuff is still something that I'll be doing, and I'm not quitting the game. I am kind of waiting for a new update, as with making the build that I posted yesterday. I feel like I kind of did most, if not everything, that there is to do in terms of pushing endless. I got, the hardest achievements and stuff like that. Of course, I could go for Grandmaster, but it seems a little repetitive, at least with how ranked is right now, so it's not necessarily something that's on my to-do list. I do want to keep posting whatever you're enjoying. However, I do think there is kind of room for other games on this channel for sure, and the whole point of this is to kind of make a name for myself as a person or personality, whether that's educational or whatever. Right now we're kind of in the educational realm. However, eventually we'll probably be doing some educational along with some reviews. The reviews haven't gone away, it's just I kind of want to focus on doing stuff that'll help the channel, and until I find like a good format or become kind of known, like my opinion matters more to people, then that's when the reviews would make more sense. However, we're still the Grind Reporter either way, and we still will be streaming and enjoying the grind. And if you do like any of these games, definitely let me know. I will tell you anything you want to know if I do know the answer. This game I know is like 4 years old, okay? So I will be exploring old games, new games, and stuff like that. Maybe it's not the best analytically to go to a game that hasn't been out in a while. However, there hasn't been any new content, so you never know what YouTube's gonna do with that. So if there hasn't been a video in a year on this game, and there still might be some people watching it, then maybe this is what gets recommended. You got to try stuff. You can't just assume, but you know, we're gonna explore. We're trying to innovate, but also improve the best we can. But with Soulstone Survivors, definitely, if that game does well, I would probably try like a bunch of different builds, do crazy endless, whatever. And one of the reasons that I went with this game for the videos is I wanted to find something to record like the day I finished my Oaken Tower run. And I didn't necessarily want to get into like a super long game. And I noticed that there's a really cool build that you could do for endless. Now I have like 180 games on Steam already, as I've been contemplating the grind reporter for quite a bit of time. So I was, you know, kind of whenever there was a Steam sale, I would try to get stuff within the genre of whatever I was trying to film at the time. A lot of it ended up being those roguelike, incremental, auto battler, or bullet heaven. So it actually worked out that Oaken Tower did really well. And so, yeah, this is one of the games I had, and I'm not going to refund the games that were on sale. I'd rather just make a video and see how it does, as at the very least, I'm becoming a better gamer from adapting to all these different games and strategies. Through playing this, though, I did find a build that you can do 100% max HP damage in one hit. So the endless mode, which I already filmed, not to spoil too much, but let's just say we could have literally gone infinite. We could have left our computer on overnight to go for like a top leaderboard spot. However, with full transparency on this channel, I want to include all the content, and filming 8 hours of standing still doing nothing doesn't really make sense. I just wanted to kind of showcase the strategy and how to get it going, and you know, that it could do anything or go forever, and then let you do it for yourself if you'd like. It also happens to be the best way to get like runes in this game. So if you wanted to kind of unlock the different runes, like if you wanted to unlock your skill tree kind of thing, the persistent stuff that goes in between runs, then you could definitely do that, and it'll help you get Darkness 15 done. If you did like this video, then please let me know in the comment section below. If you want to see me do endless in this game, then let me know. I will be posting it tomorrow either way, but I would love to know if there is any interest in that before I even upload it. And if you want to see me beat the hardest difficulty in this, I'm definitely open to that as well. The only thing behind that being I have to obviously get there, because right now, even though every time I record, I am going and doing the highest difficulty I possibly can, I have only done up to 5 out of 15. So I'm gonna have to do 10 runs. So yeah, of course it's a grind, and I'll be streaming it if that does end up being the thing that people want to see. So you could see what kind of builds I go for and stuff before I even post it, or if I don't even post it, then maybe even an exclusive. And as far as educational stuff goes, that's kind of the main focus for all the games we're going to play. If it has enough content that I think it would benefit from a written guide, or it's confusing, then I definitely will make written guides for all that stuff, as I really think it helped, hopefully, at least from the comments and stuff I've been getting on the channel. It definitely seems to have helped a lot of people with Oaken Tower, and even with Hellforge. Even if Hellforge didn't do the best in the world, it's not even early access right now. It's like, I mean, it's not even demo. It's like closed testing or open testing or whatever. So there's a lot of room for improvement, and it is a great game. So maybe we'll revisit it as it gets improved and more content. But for now, we will be on to different games. Now, I will not be on a schedule, but much like how I'm not scheduling my, I try to post every time I do post at the same time. So 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, whenever I'm able to post a video. However, I'm not going to commit to daily or something because that's something I already do with League, and I think I would experience some crazy burnout if I tried to do that on this channel as well, and I would end up posting stuff that I'm not proud of just because I would, you know, be trying to meet the quota of posting a video. Whereas with this channel especially, I'm just not gonna commit to that. Whereas the other ones, 4 years deep, daily uploads, and I have a kind of a rhythm of being able to post good content daily because I'm so far into that game that I'm always theory crafting, and I have a big surplus of extra content already filmed. Whereas with this, I'll be trying different games and I have to learn them and stuff, right? So there is a lot of differences, which means that I can't necessarily commit to the same stuff on both. However, there is going to be plenty of content for everybody, especially with the streams. There's not really a reason for me not to stream when I do record on this channel or these types of games. I will start with just Twitch for now, as it's much easier for me to moderate if I only have to worry about one chat. However, maybe eventually we'll be doing YouTube as well, as I know how to multi-stream. It's just hard to moderate both because you have to be logged in and, you know, whatever. So yeah, so 10 minutes in, if you haven't already, this is basically the strategy that we're doing. You have to we go full on hit, basically. We don't really worry about getting a lot of bullet damage. We're going for the most projectiles we can with the most like bouncing or piercing, and then the strategy is to just kill every single tree. Now, as you can see, we just killed our first tree at 10 minutes left. What happens now is all these trees are pissed at us. They're like, yo bro, you killed our brethren, bruh. Like, what are you doing? So now they're just gonna run at us mindlessly. And before, we couldn't target them with like our auto targeting. So if you don't know, spacebar allows you to manually target or not manually target, like it'll automatically target for you. However, you can only automatically target once they're aggressive. So at the start of the game, until you kill one, they're not aggressive, so it won't target them. You'll have to press space and manually target, or just kill them with AoE. And so you can kind of do either one because you get plenty of damage. However, it is easiest, like let's say you're killing everything anyways, you might as well just turn on the normal and then do that. However, I just got hit, so I guess clearly that wasn't the greatest idea in the world. Should be able to take out all the trees though. We have 10 minutes left, with us a lot of time. And you don't actually need a lot of runes for this strat. I happen to have a lot of runes, like, so I mean obviously it's nice, but you don't need it. I'm pretty sure the first time I recorded this video I didn't get hit a single time, and I had like no runes because it was before I did my endless run, and I did it very easily, didn't get hit a single time, and I got an achievement for it, which is cool. Granted, it wasn't as high of a darkness, but I don't think the darkness matters as much because it's mostly increases health of the others. Doesn't give them speed, it just makes them deal more damage, stuff like that. Now, the endless strat gives a ton of runes. If you do the endless strat that I'm going to be posting tomorrow, especially if you especially if you leave it on overnight. Now, I don't know if you want to do that for your computer or whatever, but if you do that, then you will have enough to buy literally every single rune in the game, which means that you can try out different builds and stuff, and you'll have the advantage for being able to do all of the darknesses on all the characters and stuff like that. Now, I'm not necessarily going to 100% this game unless people want to see it. However, once you have all your runes, it's really just a skill diff if you can or can't do it. Which maybe I shouldn't say, because if you're not able to do it, then I'm not calling you a noob. I'm just saying, you know, let's just leave it there. I try not to take any summons because the summons can kind of pollute the pool a bit. So I try to not take any summons at all. And I only go for basically freeze, lightning, move speed, health, soul hearts, because it's basically extra health. And yeah, I don't really go for burn much, and I try to avoid all summons except for the lightning bug, because the lightning bug comes from going other lightning stuff. It doesn't have anything to do with summons as much. Like, it doesn't add a bunch of summon stuff to the pool. Now I'm pretty sure summons are decent in this game. Like you could probably have a really cool summon build. However, that's not what the focus was. And as you can see, we killed all those trees with plenty of time to spare, which is very nice. And we don't even have to reload very often because of all the ways that we're getting ammo back, mostly through lightning damage. I like to go vision range with the burn thing. It's basically like garlic from Vampire Survivors. If you know about that, then yeah. So it basically just adds extra damage if they're in this like vision that you can see right now, this little glare, as you can see. And it also, I have a upgrade that makes it do on hits, which is why you saw it just froze one of the enemies without me having to shoot. Now, one thing, like I said, this game's 4 years old. It's old, you know, analytically probably not the best for me to start posting now because everybody's already posted, but it is what it is. But so it's not going to get any updates, but auto fire would have been very cool to be a part of the game. If you have auto targeting, you might as well have like a press F and permanently shoot. That'd be cool, because without that, you just run around. And I'm pretty sure in Endless I got a little lazy and I was just running around a lot. Because I was killing everything in one hit, basically just vaporizing everything in sight, which was really cool. The visual clarity gets a little insane in this game, so that is definitely one downside, I would say, is especially when you get like, there's a specific lightning thing that like I'm pretty sure makes it like every shot or every kill or something like insane, and literally your screen just becomes like flashing lights. So it's definitely not good for people who are photosensitive or light sensitive, maybe is the better word, I don't know. So yeah, so if that's the case, then this might not be the game for you. However, this game does go on sale quite often from the looks of it, and every time it goes on sale it's like $3 or something. And I would say for $3, even just doing the endless run was worth it. But if you don't like the min-max feeling of getting to 100%, where you could literally do, infinity damage in one hit, then this might not be the game for you, because that's like the main attraction. And there isn't that many upgrades. So even though there is a lot of runes and characters and guns, there's not that many like actual in-game upgrades. So the builds might feel pretty similar, especially if you're going to Darkness 15, where you have to play at least 15 full runs with 20 minutes per. That's 5 hours, right? So 5 hours of runs where you're kind of going all on hits or all curses, etc., could feel a bit repetitive. Now for me, I just like grinding. I'll do whatever. So it's not too bad, especially because, like, for example, with Endless, that's one Endless run in Oaken Tower, and I've done basically every build there is to do in Oaken Tower, and multiple times at that, so I don't mind the 5 hours of whatever builds on this game. So if you do want to see the darkness, that's not me saying that I won't do it. I definitely will. And as you can see, we have so many autos that we're actually freezing the boss. Each freeze is 0.1 seconds, but we're hitting so many times with so much attack speed, it didn't even get a single cast off. Once we started freezing it, it never got unfrozen, which is pretty cool. The fact that you can freeze bosses is pretty broken. The most annoying mobs in this game are definitely those guys that just constantly shoot. It's just a bit excessive. If you get enough range, then I'm pretty sure you can kill them before they even get a shot off. But when they're shooting like this, it's not, I mean, it's whatever. It's not hard to dodge at all. But even in the endless run, it's like, yo, bro, stop shooting, bro. Leave me alone. Now, if you don't have enough damage, and on some of the other maps, those explodey boys, these little guys, they do actually overwhelm you if you don't have a decent build. In which case it can be a threat. However, for the most part, you should be all right. This is like my favorite time in every run is when these little squids spawn, because my goodness, do they give a ton of XP, and there's so many of them. You just run through and look at your XP bar, it just goes crazy. And even in the endless runs, that's like the exact same, like the most satisfying time to just run through especially once you get explosions and stuff. That late game I have, like in the Endless Run, literally late game, I just walk through, everything gets evaporated, explodes everything, and puts curse on everything. Like, it's so cool. But as you can see, look at all the lightning, right? So you can imagine the more you get, the more lightning stuff, the more attack speed, it just gets out of control to the point that you don't even know what the heck's going on. Luckily, the projectiles that hit you are like red, and it's very obvious. So there is a contrast enough to be able to see what's going on, but I mean, it is really, really bright. So if it's not saying that, I mean, if it's not showing that on the recording, it definitely is in real life. So if you did play this game, just be aware of that. When it comes to reviews, I'm probably never gonna actually say like straight up don't buy this, but I would say that like I would, you know, buy this if it's on sale or if this looks fun to you or whatever, because everybody enjoys different games, right? And you're not gonna be able to buy every single game ever. Maybe you are, maybe you're rich, but I cannot. So I have to be strategic. So I'm pretty sure literally almost every Steam game I've ever bought was on sale. They do a ton of Steam sales all the time, and there's also like demos, and I'm pretty sure most Steam games, like a good way to get a bunch of purchases from like a dev, like a dev's good strategy to get a bunch of like sales at their first week is to just make like a launch sale. I think that's like a pretty common strategy employed. And so if you're kind of in the space of just from time to time looking through Steam games, at least in the genre that you like playing, then, you know, as they like go live, you can just buy them on the release, and that'll probably usually that'll be like one of the more cheap options, because for a while that's, you know, that's kind of the best they were going to offer for their game. Maybe years down the line, then they'll be cheaper. Like, I don't know how much this game was until, you know, a month ago or whatever, when it was 80% off or something. So like, I don't know how much the sales back in the day were they 20% off, or were they always 80%? Who knows? But especially doing demos and stuff, like Steam does a pretty good job at like telling you when your wish list stuff is available, so it's not too bad. Now we only have 1 minute and 10 seconds left. We don't have the most HP in the world, so you're gonna see if we don't freeze the final boss or whatever, if there is a final boss. Now, normally I don't even know if there is a final boss, but when you kill all the trees, there is like a special thing you have to beat in order to get your extra weapon from the secret achievement. Now, I will show you what the secret weapon is, or the secret achievement, at the end. However, I'm not going to do a full run with it. If you want to see a full run with it, let me know and I can record that as part of my, you know, quest to Darkness 15. But because I've already done the Endless Run and got the secret achievement, that's enough for me to kind of post that, not bug you guys too much, and you can see for yourself if this is a game you'd like to see more of or play yourself. And of course, at that point, then I can explore doing, you know, late darkness and stuff like that. In the meantime, we'll be doing a fresh playthrough of Soulstone Survivors 4 years later. I think they've made some insanely good changes, and I'm very excited actually to be playing that. But like I said, I don't know if I said it in this recording or the last one. If I'm repeating myself a bit, then I am sorry. Please go ahead and ask me any questions you have about anything. No constructive criticism is completely fine. No toxicity. If you're just come in to tell me that my stream shit or whatever shit, like, then just save it. You will get banned. It doesn't hurt my feelings. I've been on YouTube for 4 years, so I mean, you could do whatever you want, but if you want to just be an asshole, then it is what it is. But if you're being constructive, I'm completely fine with it. I don't actually take it to heart. I'm trying to improve. I'm not stuck in my ways, and nor do I think I'm like the best player or YouTuber in the world. I'm always trying to improve my content and also innovate. So we just got the Darkness achievement from Darkness 5. However, what we would have gotten if we hadn't already gotten it is this watering gun right here. Now, what does this do? You didn't really get to see it too much, but basically that other boss, which was shooting these little things, these little like bomb looking things, grenades or whatever. So yeah, so you could shoot this little red thing, and it shoots out a bunch of grenades. I think it scales with summon damage, but you also have like your own little water gun here. So it does 18 damage, but if you shoot the plant or the spore, it'll shoot out grenades for 40. And this does scale with projectiles, so like you can hit this spore thing 4 times a second or whatever, 4 times per shot if you have 4 projectiles all hitting it. So there's no like internal cooldown that I know of. So there definitely could be some min-maxing to be done here. However, it doesn't auto-target, as you can see. So it is a little annoying. However, of course, I mean, however, counter number 9 billion. That's about it. That's about it. All I had to say. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. The Grind Reporter is not going anywhere. Thank you all so much for 500 subs. Check out my Twitch if you want to see me live. If you have any questions, ask in the comments or in my stream. I will be streaming as often as I can. However, I won't necessarily be committing to a schedule for uploads or for the streams, as I want to be doing that stuff when I have the energy and not putting out bad content for y'all. So don't worry, good content coming soon, and as daily as I can. I almost said it daily. All right. Grind Reporter signing up.